What's up, everybody? It's Ask the Young One with CreateHigherVibrations.com. Today I wanted to make a quick video and just talk a little bit about a comment that I got on my last video. I don't have it in front of me, so I'm going to kind of try to go off memory. And it was from, I believe the username was Universe. But it really got into kind of a discussion about empaths and how things, like with all the chaos in the world and everywhere you go, all the way from the narcissism to the governments and everything else, and with all the chaos in the world, how it's kind of difficult to function really as an empath. And I wanted to touch a little bit on this, because I also made a post for Instagram expressing how the chaos in the world is really the change that we're seeing. And what I mean by that is the light is revealing the darkness. And we have to be able to take control of this. And we have to start really seeing that we are playing a much bigger role than the role that we have been playing. And I think, and where this, it's when you look at everything, when you look at the bigger picture, and you have to be able to see the bigger picture, especially how important this is and the impact that being an empath is, whether you're intuitive, whether you're psychic, empath, whatever you may be as far as an empath. It is imperative to awaken. And I talk about this quite often, how important it is to heal, how important it is to see these experiences happening for you rather than to you or against you or anything else. And I'm not, again, saying anyone deserves it or anyone deserved it to be this way, but it almost had to be this way in order for you to be broken down so much to emerge with your gift. Because you're powerful and you have to understand this gift inside of you. You are not a doormat for this world to just enslave and put it all on you. This is what the problem has been for eternity now. And things are changing. And so I wanted to talk on that and what I mean by seeing the chaos. When you look at what's happening in Washington, D.C., when you look at if another president would have been elected, it would probably be the same energy flowing. But consciousness is rising. Things are changing beyond this physical form, and we have to be able to understand that. And if you're an empath, you understand this because you're a feeler. You feel things that are coming to you, like you feel other beings. So you have to be able to see that the things beyond, outside of us, these are all much bigger things happening. And how we respond to them are going to make a huge, huge difference. And so when we see what's happening in Washington, D.C. right now, whether you're a Trump fan or not, you have to know that he stirs the pot. He triggers people. He triggers a ton of people in multiple different levels. And with that being said, that is in itself awakening people. There's so much going on. There's so much of that corruption being brought to the surface of things of how it's always been. One reason why you're seeing so many people fighting and so many people going to jail is because it's always been this way, but not anymore. It's coming to the surface. The darkness is being lit up by the light. It is being seen. If you were like me, you grew up on the Cosby Show. I always thought Bill Cosby was a wonderful person. Who in the world would not want to be Bill Cosby? Who in the world would not leave their kids with Bill Cosby? Who in the world would not want to have coffee with Bill Cosby? But then all of a sudden, it comes out, he's this creep. Then all of a sudden another person comes out, he's a creep. And this goes back all the way back decades. He's always been this way. He's not this person that is portrayed. He's always been a dark person. And then it came to the light for him. You know, Hollywood is great at hiding and suppressing things and hiding it. You know, for years people would just, they could probably just pay money and then they get away with it so they don't care. But that doesn't work anymore because it has to change. It's being brought, the darkness has to change. Look at the royal family with Prince Andrew getting tossed. He's always been a pedophile. You know, the stuff he's accused of happened 20 years ago. But look at all these years that he's been put on this pedestal as this prince. But in reality, he's a pedophile. The light is shining on the darkness. And that's what we have to see with this chaos that we're seeing in the world. When you can see the bigger picture, you can see how the light is lighting up this stuff for the change to happen. The light is shining so bright on so many areas, and when the consciousness hits the collective, it's going to create a wave of change. And that's why it's important for us to heal, because we're going to hurt until we heal. So it's important to take this time and begin to heal. It's important as an empath to recognize your gift. It's important to understand that as empaths, we have to cut ourselves off emotionally in order for us to step into our gift. And our gift and the most important thing we can do while we're on this planet is to awaken to our authentic self, awaken to this gift that we've been given. That is our job, to then awaken others. And we do this by cutting the emotions, and we use our ability to feel. And those that are wanting to continue to project and burden us with their garbage, we now are aware, this doesn't feel good, you're putting this on me, this is not mine, I'm giving it right back. I'm going to send it back to you. And when you send it back to them, they have no other choice but to face it. Some people, you'll see their reaction. If it's a narcissist, they're going to get really pissed off, especially if they're shaming you and you send it back to them. They're going to get pissed because you're not taking it. No more. And that is your gift. That is your power. Then they have no choice but to continue to face it. Now, narcissists probably won't face it, but there are other people who are very unconscious and very asleep to their own trauma, and they still try to pass this on. So we as empaths can then use that mirroring right back to them so that they can see, and maybe they'll have a self-realization in that moment, and they'll later it'll click and it'll start their process for them. It's just so important to understand how much bigger your role is here. And when I say we got to cut our emotions off to be able to step into our gifts, look at the very experience that most of us have had to deal with a narcissist. Look at what the number one defense against these people are: cutting your emotions, not giving any more emotional responses, not reacting from emotions. So that is the number one, the awakener for us. That is the experience that is happening for us to be able to see, to be able to awaken from. And then we're going to step into a greater gift, a greater power, a greater purpose. And we're going to understand more of why we experience that. As horrible as it is, we're going to understand more of why we had to go through that. Because if we don't, then we never would step into our gift or step into our power, and we would live extremely unjoyous, unharmonious lives. Imagine a different life. Imagine, close your eyes for a moment, and imagine what it's like to have control of your emotions, to have the emotional intelligence to not react, and to know that this person yelling and screaming at you is because it's them. Imagine what it's like to have the emotional agility within you to have that courage to use that gift and trust your gift of feeling to mirror someone else's crap back to them. Imagine what that's like. Imagine how much different life will be. And this is what's happening with all the chaos. This is a conscious evolution happening. And we got to see it from a much broader picture. Much broader. The light is shining on the darkness. This is why there's, 10 years ago, you probably would have maybe found one or two people talking about narcissism on YouTube. Now you got thousands. Because the light is shining on this darkness. And it's shining so people and the empaths can awaken. Because if we can awaken, we can do the changes to show people what it's like to be human. What it's like to be the most powerful humans on this planet as feelers. Because we can feel. That's human. Narcissists don't feel. They can't be good representations of humans. Psychopaths can't heal or feel. They can't be good representations of humans. So it's up to us to create the cause and effect of awakening. And this is where this is again why all of this is happening. This is why it's becoming such an epidemic. Because it's being revealed. This type of behavior that narcissists and this systematic mind control of society and the way it's been done is no longer going to work. And we have to understand this. Now I know I'm talking on some deep shit here. So I may lose some people, I don't know. But there are some people that I hope understand where I'm coming from. But it's important to understand, because we are the change. This is the only way things change. They're not going to change by pointing the finger. It's going to change by saying, you know what? This person showed me, because maybe in the past I was very emotionally reactive. Now I've had to do some work to not become emotionally reactive. This is huge. Like huge. This is for your greater good. It's not a bad thing. But had you not experienced it, you probably would have never been put in the position to have to get the control over the emotions. To have to do some work to create some emotional intelligence. Because many of us were not taught this as children. Many of us have been living the societal, collective mind fucking that this bigger people that are very much about to come down as well have been doing, because they want to control everyone for the love of money. They have enslaved the people simply to gain. And this is a system that's doing this. This is a system that is about to be rewritten over time if we wake up and we do our part to awaken others. This is what we're here for. And so I wanted to make a video and talk a little bit about that, and just really see the bigger picture. Stop seeing it as chaos and see it as light revealing the darkness. Because that's what it's doing. It's all happening. It's literally happening. And what's going to happen is the ones that can't get on board are going to probably go into extinction. And so imagine a world where empaths start to wake up and they're awakening and they've got control of their emotions. Therefore, without emotions, the narcissist has no use. They can't function without emotional reactions from people. They can't function. So guess what the narcissist then has to do? Guess what all these psychopaths and narcissists have to do then? They're going to go crazy, and they're going to put themselves into extinction. And eventually, over time, this cluster B shit will be no longer. It will be few and far between, and they'll have a choice. Either face themselves or die. You know, I'm sure there's so much more I could have covered in this video, but like I said, I don't script it and I just talk. So I hope this helps. You know, if anything, get the message. When instead of seeing all the bad in the world, start seeing it as consciousness rising, and it's revealing. It's revealing what's always been there. This shit has always been there, and we're starting to see it because the awareness is rising. And I hope this encourages you to take control of your own destiny, your own life, and start wanting to go down that rabbit hole of finding out who you are and raising your awareness instead of following the belief systems that have been instilled, because we're so much more powerful than that. And I hope that it just triggers the wanting to live in flow of harmony, because all this chaos is not harmony. And the biggest thing we can do is remove ourselves, and we do that through removing our emotions, and we start using our power to feel, and we mirror back to people when they're not right, so that they can then face whatever it is that they're trying to get rid of by projecting it, and we understand ourselves. So I hope this helps. If anybody wants one-on-one coaching, all that's in the description. I look forward to hearing from you. Please, if you want, leave your comments. I would love to hear where people are, where your perspectives are. You know, the one beauty of all of it is everyone has their own unique, beautiful perspective. You know, it's just like it's beautiful. So, you know, please feel free to leave your thoughts. And if this video helped, please share it. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Namaste.